Hi guys, this is Kayla.
And this is Becky, and we're with A Couple of Bees Read.
Yes, and we also enjoy our wine. What is our wine this week, Becky?
Well, it is Gallivant, and it is a Pinot Noir, which is one of my favorite wines. And I don't think we've had Gallivant's Pinot Noir. We've had several others.
They have a really good Chardonnay, I know that. Oh, that's really...
It's very, very good.
It's
very fruity.
Yeah, it's very fruity. It's got that red cherry,
red plum, and it says it has that hint of baking spices. So you get a little spice at the end.
Yeah, that's the flavor I think that confuses me, because at first I would think like, is there blackberry? But it doesn't taste quite like blackberry. It's not quite acidic.
Right, but it's got that little
zinger at the end. A little zinger, yeah.
Well, and they say it pairs well with sushi.
I love sushi. A good eel roll. You might like eel. They have to cook eel.
I just don't know. I just always think fish bait when I think of sushi.
Oh, no.
But you know if it goes. It also says, like a grilled fish. And
which a stronger tasting fish like red snapper or salmon.
Now, red snapper I love. Salmon is another no for me. Probably because the first time I ever had it, I was in Epcot. And we were in like the Swedish Norwegian area, and they served this smoked salmon, and I was just like, ugh, raw fish.
Yeah, it does. Like smoked salmon does taste kind of raw, but it's got that stronger flavor than like if you were to smoke like any other like tilapia or anything. It wouldn't have much flavor.
Well, those two fish are not for me. Sushi and
tuna. Good tuna.
And I like tuna. Yeah. So, but you know more. That they says it paired well with that, and with pork and poultry, and I think more of a red wine going with red meats. But I can see it going with that. Like I'm thinking like my dad's ribs. And that's pork, of course, and he has the most magnificent ribs ever.
Brisket too.
Yeah.
I would see that. I would call this a brisket wine more than a steak wine.
Because it's not heavy.
It's very light.
Yeah, it's fruity and light, yet it's got a boldness about it. And that's kind of something you don't always see as a light wine, but that it's a bold wine.
Yeah.
And so it's really has a good flavor to it.
I'd like to try it with some lamb. Like good balsamic lamb.
That might be good.
Yeah.
So our book of the week is The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. One of my favorite books this year.
And me and you almost fought over that one for like a month, because Julie Clark, I've read her before. The twists never stop with her.
No, and that is exactly what I found. I could not read this book fast enough, because it was just a constant moving, and you think you've got it figured out, and then you really don't figure out. You're not told who does it until like the very end. And there was one part, because you suspect everybody in the book, basically. It could be this person, it could be that person, I don't know. But a ghostwriter, is someone who writes for someone else, and their name is not on the front of the book. Like a lot of just like sports guys, political people, things like that, they're not writers, but they have a story, and because they're famous and they have a name, they tend to sell books, so they'll hire a ghostwriter to write their story for them. And in this particular book, when the main character is a little girl, well, prior to her being born, it's her dad's story. And it is he and his two siblings. He's got a younger sister and an older brother. And there's a carnival in town, and ends up the youngest and the oldest are murdered in their home.
What confuses me about this is like, because you said they immediately, and I've read the cover jacket, but like they immediately blame the middle son, like this main character, and it confuses me because I'm like, there's a carnival in town, and usually people would be suspicious over the carnies.
Yeah. But that's
so
not,
he
must
be a strange, odd child.
Yes. I mean, they're constantly, he has a temper. He flies off at the handle all the time. He's that quirky, nerdy kind of kid that, you know, it's just always something with him. Mm-hmm. And he's got the older brother who's handsome and popular and everything. And he's got the young, vivacious little sister who's, you know, popular, and she's kind of, you know, women power kind of thing, always going and doing and fighting for women's rights, even though she's only 14 years old.
So they're all teenagers.
Yeah, they're all teenagers when this happens. So anyway, and I'm not telling you any spoilers, because if you read the jacket,
yeah, that's on the jacket, and
all of this is in here.
I am glad you explained the teenager thing, because when I first read the jacket, their ages aren't explained, and I'm like,
yeah.
You know, I have young children, so when I hear children, I'm like 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like,
no, but these are like 14, 16, and 17 kind of ages. So anyway, he ends up, I mean, he just is like this outcast at school. Everybody thinks it's him. He has this one teacher that he writes a story, and this teacher really encourages him and says, oh my gosh, you are a great writer, you need to do more of this. And that was the one spark he needed. And then he continues to write and write and write, and he actually becomes a writer of horror. And of course everybody said, see, he's this dark person, he writes horror, this violent stuff, you know it was him. But they never could prove anything, because they never found the murder weapon. They never did anything. So anyway, then he gets married, and they have a child. And then when the child's about 6 or 7, mom just leaves. She leaves, and so he has to raise her. And the more famous he gets, the more estranged he and his daughter get. Because, I mean, he was like this great dad with her, and then the more famous he gets, he drinks more, he you know, travels more and does all
worries
this
about his career more. I get it.
You know, all this kind of stuff. So anyway, but there's a reason behind all that, and so he's toward kind of the end of his life thing, and she has wrecked her own career as a ghostwriter.
Yeah, she's grown up, become a ghostwriter, and wrecked her career.
She is the ghostwriter, and she's wrecked her career, and you know, because she calls out another ghostwriter. And this is at such a time that, you know, things still were not, you know, really equal with men and women. And so she calls him out, but it backfires on her, costs her a lot of money, her reputation, and all of this, and she can't get work. In the meantime, she has left the country. She went to college. Her dad sent her to a boarding school. She goes to college over in France, and then she gets married, divorced, and she changes who she is. No one even knows that Olivia Dumont's father is this famous horror writer. Nobody knows this. Her agent doesn't know it. The people she writes for, they don't know it. Her friends don't know it. Her husband didn't know it. None of this. And so anyway, she ends up, he wants her to come and ghostwrite this book for him. And she thinks it's like his final novel and all this kind of stuff. Turns out he wants to write about the murders.
Oh.
And so there are so many twists and turns in here. I really can't say anything else, or I'll give it away, and I don't want to do that, because that's what makes this book so insatiable, is that just when you think you have it figured out, there's another twist and you know you're wrong. And so definitely 5 stars. And I would say, Julie Clark, thanks for an awesome read. If you haven't read it, please pick it up and do so. It's a wonderful book. I read this in about 2.5 days, and this is while we were at the beach with the kids and everything else going on.
House full of distractions.
Yeah, I just couldn't put it down. So get you a nice bottle of wine.
It pairs well with Pinot Noir.
That's right. So here you are, The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark.
All right. In the meantime, what are you reading and what are you drinking? Let us know in the comments.
Bye.
Bye.